It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Liane and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Liane and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive Podcast
With me, legendary Liane,
and me, magnificent Melissa.
where connection, gratitude, laughter, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu.
Well, Leanne, I'm going to start this episode a little bit different because we are all about transparency, and I think let's just get the elephant that's in the room. Are you and me all right? Are we okay?
We've had a bit of archie-barchie this morning, haven't we? We've been, the tension has been running high. We've had a miscommunication with each other, I feel,
We did.
and frustration bubbled to the surface. Let's not beat around the bush with this.
Yeah, so let's just get it out there. Let's be transparent. How did we deal with it? What happened? And where are we feeling now? How are we feeling? Are we okay?
I think we're
Are
all
we
right.
okay, hon?
We move. See, I am somebody. The hun is okay. This hun is okay. Are you okay, hun?
I'm absolutely okay.
Okay.
I am fine and divine. Thank you very
We
much.
moved through it quite quickly, didn't we?
We
are.
did.
Yeah. I'm not someone who holds a grudge. I'm just like say it and move on.
Yeah.
But yes. So, Melissa, we are recording on a Tuesday. Stop press, by the way.
Not just any Tuesday. It is the luckiest day of the year, Leanne. I mean, just let's put that out there for our listeners.
Tell us more.
It's today we've got in the cosmic weather report, we've got Venus and Jupiter coming in for celestial kiss. And it's the luckiest day. You can call in your abundance, your love, your relationships, whatever you're looking for, call it the luckiest day of the year.
You've been
So-
talking about this all morning. Apparently, you sent me a little daily podcast last night, and I have no memory of it. You were saying, "Do you remember when I sent you this last night?" And I was like, "No." And then you replayed the message where you talked about lunch, and I was like, "Yep." You talked about calling in Greg's and getting us a coffee and a Danish, and I'm like, "Yep." And I can't remember what other things you talked about, but you talked about other things, and I was like, "Yep." And then when you talked about this, I think because it's a little bit stardusty.
It's the
woo-woo, a bit stardust. I
me.
think I just slithered into the soil at this point and stopped listening. And I must have started thinking, okay, well, I said I would do us a Spanish tortilla for lunch, and I'm thinking, how many eggs will I pull in there? Have I ever done one of
Coffee. I
them?
mentioned coffee as well.
You
and
mentioned
you were
coffee,
like,
and I
"Oh,
was
do
like,
I want
oh,
a coffee?"
Will I want I want a cappuccino? Will I want a flat white? Will I want a latte? Do I want a Danish? Of course I want a bloody Danish. So this is where my head's going. And then I think at the start, when you started talking about cosmic weather report, I think I just was like zoned out, and then I zoned back in at the end when you started talking about something that interested me again. So I did not listen. But you called in the Gregs, you got us some stuff, you did a little recording on the way for the socials, and then you were trying to upload it when you got to my house to get ready, and you were struggling with the captions on Instagram because they do you dirty.
They do.
They do you dirty.
I have this struggle. I've Googled it. Anybody who can come in with any recommendations. You know, I've mentioned already, I would love, I don't like the word hate, and I say it, and I'm like, I'm going to be like, sometimes I love,
You have a
dislike,
complex relationship.
with social media.
Mhm.
So when I think of these things, I'm all in, and then I go to the posting bit and I'm like, why does it have to be so complicated? So every time I go into the stories, I like to put the captions on. But the perfectionist in me, Leanne,
Yes.
she wants them words to be right, and it pains me when it goes out and I'm like, ugh, that word was wrong. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So if a story is delivered, guys, and the wording is wrong, it was missed. It's fine. Don't judge us on it.
Sometimes we have actually corrected it. We've painstakingly gone through it,
Yeah.
corrected everything, and then Instagram just does us dirty. And
Yes.
now it doesn't always pick up our northern
Oh
dulcet
gosh,
tones.
no.
So it does us dirty.
What was Danish this morning?
Damishes.
And actually, I think we should get a recording today. We might get this on the stories, that every time I say to Siri in my car, Siri, call Liane, it goes, it's because your spelling is Liane.
Yes.
It'll go, calling Liane or something like that. I'm probably botching it there, but I think we should get it on a little bit of recording because it is wild the way that Siri is pronouncing your name.
It is wild. Well,
So-
the spelling of my name, when we, we've got our fancy jingle for the podcast. My brother IT help desk Craig
Yeah.
was trying to create us a jingle using AI, and because of the spelling of my name, it did a brilliant one. It was like, "It's the Rise and High podcast," and then it was like, "With Liane and Melissa." And the thing is,
Oh, I like that. You are like a lion. You're
lion.
strong, you're fierce, you're bold, you're brave.
I am.
You are a lion. I'm the honeybee and you're the
I
lion.
am. Well, you know my Instagram name. My
Yes.
Instagram name for my personal Instagram account is Brother Lion,
Yeah.
because I asked. I did what do you call it, where you get a celebrity to a cameo. I
Oh,
booked.
yes.
I bought
Yeah.
a cameo for Liam of Sean Avery, a hockey player. Liam, a
Nice.
big fan of Sean Avery. On Christmas Day a few years ago, I booked it on Christmas Eve. It was a last minute present,
Yeah.
and it arrived on Christmas morning. A cameo from Sean Avery, and he couldn't understand the spelling of my name. And he was like, "Yeah, your brother Lion," and he was I think he obviously thought I was a man, first of all. So he obviously never seen the spelling. He was like, "Lion, lion." So he was just like, "Yeah, Lion. We'll go with that. Your brother Lion has." So now my Instagram name is Brother Lion.
So first of all, it was off his wife. It was on, not his brother.
Not his brother,
His
or his mate. No,
Or his mate. And not...
But I was like, yeah, so I was like, if we can all just refer to me as Brother Lion from
Yeah,
now on.
I like it.
So that is where my Instagram handle came from, Brother Lion. Now,
Oh.
it's a very niche reference and not one that many people know. But if you know, you know. If you're in the know, people are probably like, why is she called Brother Liane? But it is Brother Lion. But anyway, we do digress around. We've gone on a slight digression. But the captions always try and spell my name in the traditional Liane spells.
They do.
Leanne. So we were trying to correct that, and you were trying to do it, and it kept taking you back. Every time you tried to correct it, it was just, you were knocking it off, and it was going back to the beginning, so it wasn't safe.
Which is what is my frustration every single time. So I was like, is there a solution for this? And I have Googled. I am somebody, I am a solutions, not problems kind of girly.
Mm-hmm.
And I will normally, I'm like, Melissa, this is really bothering you. Just find the solution. And I've even Googled.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what we're talking about is, for anybody who knows, when you go on and you do your stories, you put the captions in, it hashes some of the words up. But when I go into them and change that word, it does then, if I use my fat fingers, because that's what I think it is, to click on the screen, to scroll up to go to the further words I need to change, it takes me back to the main page.
Yeah.
And what it then does is, when you go back into it, it reverts back to any of the changes you've made have disappeared.
Yes.
So you and I this morning...
I'm actually having a bit of post-traumatic stress here.
You
The fact that you're talking me through it again.
Oh, do you need a moment?
Well, the frustration from my end was that you just kept talking me through it repeatedly, and I was like, I don't know, it doesn't happen to me, so I didn't understand. I needed to visually see it, and I was like, let me just try and do it to see if I could experience it, because I didn't know if it was something on your phone. And you kept repeatedly just telling me, and I was like, you can keep telling me, but I still don't know what it is. I just need to see it. But you were saying you're not listening to me. You need me. I need to explain. I'm like, but you keep explaining, but it doesn't happen to me, so I need to see it happening in real time. I was like, I'm a visual learner, Melissa. Yeah. I need to see it happening. I need to experience it. And I was obviously not listening to you when you were not listening to me. And you were like, I'm getting really frustrated.
I did it for you. I said, I just don't think we're on the same page right here now.
We weren't on the same page. And I knew we weren't, but I was like, I was like, I need to see it. And you were like, I need to tell you. And I'm like, I can't hear it again, though you've told me 5 times. So I still don't know.
You took the phone off me and showed me how you did it and it worked. And I'm like, but that isn't what happens to me. So it's like, this is the thing. You show me, but it's worked. It's worked. Yes, it's worked because you haven't got fat fingers that's making it go back to the main page. Like, I've tried my finger on all bits of the screen.
And
all bits of the screen.
You showed me.
I really, really have. But anyway, we
moved on. We laughed about it. We fixed it. We were like, let's just post a story. And then I don't know. I was like, do you know what? In future, here's a solution. Just don't post the captions. Like, I do prefer to use it because a lot of people, first of all, like to be inclusive, because people who may have hearing loss or anything like that, I want to be able for people to be able to read the captions. However, a lot of people don't also have the sound on. So loads of people watch stories without the sound on. So where possible, I do try and put the captions on. But sometimes I was like, do you know what? In terms of the payoff of you talking, I was like, the impact on ourselves here.
Yeah. But I think our message to the listeners is, I mean, it wasn't that deep, by the way. Please don't be worried. It is not the end of the Rise and High podcast.
That's it. I'm done.
Oh, no. It was just owning in that moment of saying, and that's the power in it, of owning, going, right, I don't think we weren't listening to each other, and it was like we could be on air for the next 10 minutes. We might have lost the whole of our Tuesday. And Liane, it was not how we were starting the luckiest day of the year.
No, it didn't feel very lucky. It didn't feel lucky.
Well, it did.
I'm going to go on.
Because it was the first answer we've had, and guess what?
We
moved
survived
past
it.
it. We survived. We're
it,
here.
and it's given us some content.
Yeah.
But my golden nugget that I'm going to take is listen to understand, not listen to respond. Both of us, all of you, everybody. It's a little piece of advice I would say to everyone. Listen to understand.
Yeah, I think we talked about this in a podcast a few
We
days
did.
ago as well.
Well, we often talk about us not listening. But yes, we're all right. We're all right.
I think we absolutely all right. All right. Love you, baby. Love you.
Love you, baby.
The thing is, it's in that moment, I think we were so excited for today as well. And we're like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And we were just like, yeah, moving on. And yeah, so we all good. We are good.
In the hood.
Yeah. So tell me, Liane, how has your week been? Tell me, what golden nuggets have we got to share with our listeners today?
One of the things I've been reflecting on this week is the power of the invisible reputation. So I had an experience last week where I met somebody who I've only met twice before in my life. I haven't seen them in 2 years. I don't know them very well. And I encountered them in a work situation. And I was really inspired by their brilliance. I thought they were very, very impressive, credible, fabulous. And I remember they made an impact on me. So their invisible reputation, I took away learning from how they conducted themselves, how they showed up in a room, how they held a space, how they engaged with others, their energy, what they brought. I very much learned something from them. And I haven't seen them in 2 years, and I bumped into them last week. And they've recently applied for a position, which was something of a bit of a dream position for them. And I didn't realise that this had happened. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I'm so happy for you. And what they said to me was, you were in my mind when I went for the interview, and something that I'd said to them. So bearing in mind, we'd had various dialogue, but I think we'd only met twice. I can't actually remember the first time, but I do remember there was 2 occasions that we met on Zoom, and the second occasion I do remember the meeting that we were in, and it was the one where I was like, "Oh, they are very impressive." And they said to me, "You were in my mind when I was preparing for the interview. You said," and I can't remember what it was that I said, but there were some words that I'd used in this meeting, and that had stayed with them for 2 years.
Wow.
That and our lives have just taken different paths, and it was just by chance that we bumped into each other. And some words that I'd said, probably flippantly, had stayed with them, but also planted a bit of a seed for them. And when they'd gone into this interview situation, my words were in their mind as motivation and courage to go and achieve their goal of their dream role. And I was like, wow, that how incredible is that? It's like that invisible reputation. You never know the impact that you have on somebody, and that ripple from just one interaction or a flippant comment, or just how you make somebody feel, how you might make somebody feel, or how somebody may feel seen from you, or just the little spark of something that you might ignite in somebody. You just never know the impact that you're having. And we always talk about ripples creating waves, and I am a big believer of that, but that just sharpened it up in my mind of how incredible that, and I, like I say, I don't even remember the thing that I said. But that's just, it reinforced to me that never underestimate the power that you have, your invisible reputation, the legacy that you leave from an interaction with somebody.
Yes, yeah, that's so beautiful. So thank you for sharing it with me and for our listeners as well, because it is that thing. We talked about energy and the way that we show up in a room, but there it's them kind words, it's been supportive, it's been encouraging, and you are ultimately, and we've chatted about this as well before, you are the ultimate cheerleader for everybody, anybody, and it's something that has just been ingrained in you in all the interactions that you and I have had, ever. And I think I was trying to, reflecting the things that you've said to me. And there's so many, and particularly in our daily podcast, there's so many things you'll have said to me, like, oh, light bulb moment there, I'm going to go and, do that with the words of encouragement. You never know the impact that you might have on people when you've left the room, what they might be saying about you, the way that you made them feel. That's like really important. And I think reflecting on even just in these last few days, we mentioned on last week's podcast, I put Robbie in Bragger's Corner.
Yes.
So I'd had an interaction with him on the Friday night, and he was talking about doing the Great North Run. So at this point, we're 3 months getting ready for the Great North Run, and he hasn't been out. He's never done any training. He's like, oh, I need to find me motivation. And I was winding him up a little bit and things. We got him on the stories. We sent him a little voice note actually as
Oh,
well.
we did. We sent him a post-podcast voice note, motivational words for Robbie.
Yeah, to inspire him. And he was like, oh, I'll have to get on it. And he had been saying to me when I was with him on the Friday, he's like, oh, you're so positive and things, come on. And I think he was enjoying me encouraging him, which is why I was then went in with I said, come on, we'll get him on Brother's Corner. We're going to get him. We'll send him a voice note. Anyway, he's only went and messaged me yesterday. He's only got his trainers out and he's only been and done his first run in, I don't know how long, I don't know that, but he's been out and done that run. And that impact, that ripple there from seeing me on Friday, having the conversations, him like, are you doing the Great North Run this year? Because whenever he's done it, we've travelled through together and he's like, you're my Great North Run like partner. Well, I'll have to come through with you. I was like, yes, absolutely, you can. But then that encouragement that's come from that. And I think it just gets you thinking about that butterfly effect. It sort of links in around about the ripple effect and about the fact that what a small action can create a bigger impact than we ever imagined, and as humans, we should never underestimate the impact that we might have on somebody with kind words, the smile that we gave.
Totally. Like just that little interaction can spark something.
It does. And I think when I'm out walking, one of the things that I always do, I say hello to everybody when I'm out walking. And let's be honest here, there's quite often when you're out walking, you can tell the person who's coming towards you who is not going to want to engage. They move their eyes to the floor. They're not wanting to look at you. I will still say hello to them because the thing that's always in my mind, I might be the only human interaction or person who makes that effort to speak to them in that moment. And actually, something when I see, if I see homeless people, I'll always try to go to a random act of kindness, basically. And sometimes, quite often, if they're asking for money, I never have cash on me. So if there's somewhere near me that I can go and buy a voucher for them, if it was a Greg's and go back. And I saw a lady, there was Krista and me, we were out, this was a couple of years ago, it was the rain, we were in Newcastle, we'd been Christmas shopping, I've got all these bags, I spent all this money, and there was this lady, and I walked past her and I just spoke to her. But there was something inside me thought, I'm going to go to a shop and I'm going to go back. And I went down and I spoke to her and had the most beautiful interaction. And sometimes what these people say is just somebody, even if you've
acknowledging
you've got another human in front of you and just saying to them, like, have a lovely day. Sorry, I haven't got any change, but just be nice to them and be kind to them and always do that. Because yes, so it's them small moments that can create a ripple far beyond what we will ever see. And a ripple becomes a wave, and when it reaches someone, who will that pass on to?
Exactly.
Where will that go? What will be that ripple? So I think for me is, and for our listeners here, what ripple are you creating today? And who might it reach tomorrow?
Exactly. You just never know. And sometimes, so I've talked about the invisible reputation. It's about how people speak about you in the rooms that you're not in.
Yeah.
And how you might have made somebody feel, how you make somebody feel seen. And you might never know how far reaching that ripple has. So it might be just something where you've just done something that's changed the course of somebody's day, changed how they feel, how they then show up. And then, so you treating somebody with kindness might just put a bit of a spring in their step. That then ripples into the next interaction that they have. And if you extrapolate that over, you never actually know how big of an impact that you might be having. And it might be the tiniest things. It doesn't have to be the big grand gestures, although the big grand gestures can be really impactful. But sometimes it's those tiny interactions that you might not even remember, but never underestimate just how making somebody feel good, seen, heard, listened to, understood, all of those things, or just giving somebody space. You can never underestimate the ripple and the impact that has. So
I think, there's two things. Random acts of kindness. There are sometimes the kindest thing that you can do of giving somebody a compliment.
Yeah.
Just actually in that moment, if you think somebody looks nice, if you think, if you're in a queue getting a coffee and the person behind you, just turn around and smiling with them. Just having that interaction,
Yeah.
because actually they're sometimes the most beautiful interactions in your day that you'll have when it was with a stranger.
And it's totally free. It's totally free
Yes.
to be kind and supportive. Like, one of the things I've been reeling at was like, show support, like sprinkle support like it's confetti.
Yeah.
It's literally free. Why would you not? If you can tell somebody something good about themselves, or you know, you can show support or like something, or you know, give somebody that feedback. Sometimes we think it, and we might say it about other people in the rooms that they're not in. So when I talk about that invisible reputation, then I always find it really important. If I've heard really good feedback from somebody, or if somebody's told me something good about somebody, I make a point of going to tell the person. I'm like, oh, I heard your name mentioned in this room, because that invisible reputation, it holds strong, and
Yeah.
it does carry further than the rooms that you're in, and people, you become known for how you show up. But I think it's really important where if people spoke really positively about you, sometimes we'll tell other people, but we don't tell the person, and
Yeah.
it really lights people up. So that is your call to action as well this week,
Yeah,
listeners.
yeah.
If you feel, if you've got something that you want to say about somebody, tell them. Or if you've heard something good about somebody, tell them. And always be kind and show up, because you
Yeah.
never know the impact that ripple might have.
Yeah.
There we
Yes.
go.
And 2 years later, your conversation, interaction that you had with somebody led her to show up for an interview. She's been successful in something that was just
A dream.
a dream, you know. So beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, we're going deep, so I reckon I need to bring us back to reality. You're going to need an update on the bins.
I think I'm ready for it. The listeners are ready for it. You are, as we have established, you are the ambassador. You are the champion of the bins, Liane.
Yeah.
So come on, what's the update?
So last week, you'll remember that I needed a label. I was very confident that my dad Steve would furnish me.
We were manifesting
We
it.
were manifesting it. Well, I thought, I'll go around my dad's. I'll mention that the bin went amiss. I needed a label. I may have mocked his label. Well, I didn't openly mock his label, but I think in my head I thought, I'm not getting one of them bloody labels. I'll look like a right clip. That came to bite me on the arse,
What
didn't
a
it?
sad all.
Yes. And I'm like, now I could really do with one of those labels. But I thought I'll just drop it in conversation, and I was very confident that the next day one would arrive. I'll mention it to him. He'll order me one. I was going to say he sent me the link. He didn't even send me the link. He sent me a screenshot of the link. Like, absolutely.
Steve, what's that?
Well, do you know why? I
Oh.
think because
Menace to society.
that is menace to society behaviour.
Yeah.
Because if you were asking me, I'll take us on a slight side tour here. I have the Amazon Prime, and I also have the Next Unlimited, where you get the free postage. You pay an annual amount and you get unlimited delivery. So within our Luanda circle, I am the Amazon Prime orderer, and I am the Next orderer. So if people have orders, they'll send them to me and ask me to order on their behalf. And it gets dispatched out. Now, for Liane Mulvey, part of Luanda, for her birthday, she sent me a load of things that she might want. I was like, what do you want for your birthday? Give me some ideas. She wants some clothes. And a load of pictures came through, and they were all screenshots.
Oh, Liane, come on, we'll go. Do better.
Do better. They were all screenshots of things. When I actually,
You've got to go and
hunt them.
Google, try and find them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to hunt them down. When I hunted them down, nothing was in stock.
Oh.
She'd been looking in the clearance section to get some bargains.
So I hadn't actually looked to see if her size
No,
was
she hadn't
available.
checked that. So I hunted them all down. Not one thing was in stock.
Oh.
I was like, you deserve an ASBO for this. And then the other Liane, O'Shea / Ramsey, she sometimes used to like to send me a screenshot as well. And I'm like, here, if I am doing your ordering, if I am your administrator here, do me the decency as a minimum of sending me the goddamn link. So I had to have them both up. I was like, I had them up on a disciplinary. I was like, you're on your last written warning here.
Yeah.
Continue with this, and your privileges of my Amazon Prime and my Next Unlimited getting revoked unless you were sending this to me in a link.
I think that is fair.
Because it is diabolical behaviour sending a screenshot. So Steve, not only did he not purchase me one, he did not even send me the link. He sent me a screenshot. But I think the reason for why was because the label itself was only something like £1.50, but the postage was £2.75.
Oh,
so I think he was
right.
aggrieved at the fact that he paid more for
understand.
postage. It wasn't eligible under the Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So I think he was a bit aggrieved about the fact that he paid more for postage than he did for the label. So on that basis, I don't think he was prepared to stump up the cash for
So
me.
maybe what you need to say to him is, look, Steve, next time you're doing anything that you think might be of benefit to me, maybe just ask me and just say, Liane, would you want one of these labels? I mean, you might have said no to him, let's be fair.
I probably would have
But
done.
the likelihood is the postage would have been the same price and he would have felt like he was getting a better value for it. He wouldn't have felt as aggrieved because he would have been like, it's okay, I'm getting two.
But I've just had another thought.
Yeah.
So we talked a few weeks about Siobhan from Oh Hello Gifts.
Yes.
Um,
she got a business idea.
I wonder if Siobhan, in her business, can make me a little bin label.
Oh, she will be able to.
Siobhan, if you're listening, I'm going to put an order your way.
Yeah.
Or we can maybe have it branded.
I'll get one as well.
Or maybe we could have bin ambassador, champion of the bins.
Oh my God, we definitely need that.
With the logo on, Siobhan, I'm seeing a collab. I will pay for it, but I'm seeing a collab here, Siobhan. Oh Hello Gifts. If you're not following Siobhan on Instagram, at Oh Hello Gifts, she does a range of personalised goods, and I think Siobhan is the answer. This was meant to be. The stars have aligned. I was not meant to get that one. I was meant to get the better one. And Siobhan is going to get me one that says bin ambassador.
Bin ambassador.
Champion of the bins. Strapline.
I mean, and because we've recorded quite quickly together, I have a feeling we may have mentioned this, but I think what we didn't have included in was we had Camilla has come in to say that her bins have been delivered at her mother-in-law's a mile away, but theirs haven't.
Talked about this last
We
week.
did, but did you mention, and I don't know if you did, that they've actually been in her street to collect bins that haven't been delivered? I don't think you did. I thought Liana thinks missed that on the comment because what she said is...
Well, I did say I didn't read it properly. I did fully fess up to the fact I hadn't read it, and I didn't realise it was a mother-in-law.
Listeners, it's not just
I don't listen to anyone.
Read things as well. There's a little bit. Make sure you've read. I mean, we've all done that. Mind, read an email, being a little bit triggered maybe from it, and went, I need to come back to that. Like next
and then when you read it properly,
and then you read it and you go, I've totally misinterpreted.
It was perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, everything about it was fine, but somewhere in your head. So always, that's another little tip.
Do as we say, not as we do.
But always a little tip. Do not respond. Or just take a moment, reflect.
No, do not react.
Always that's the one.
Do not react. Always try and respond. Just take a breath. There's definitely something to be said. But yes, don't follow what we do because we clearly don't listen. We don't read things. We clearly don't listen to each other. But yes, I did see the message from Cam. I thought it was her mum, but I knew her mum lived further than a mile away, so that confused me.
It must be Mark's mum.
Yes,
it's the mother-in-law. She said
mother-in-law, mile away. Missed the bit about they were collecting the bins that hadn't even been delivered. Oh my God! Yes. Durham County Council, can you deploy me? You need to deploy me in the community quicker. We need to move faster on this.
Absolutely, because I will just say my bin has still not come, and we've had Sam come in as well. She's a Pelton. She hasn't had hers either. I'm actually starting to begin to think that they've only delivered to the community where the bin ambassador is. Champion of bins, and you're the only one who's received it.
I need to recruit
Can anyone
more bin
else
ambassadors.
come in to tell me, have they got their bins?
Let us know. Get in touch. Join us at theriseandhive.com. You can email us via that email address, or you can comment on at the Rise and Hive podcast on Instagram. You can comment on wherever you listen to your podcast on your listening device. We pick up all the messages we want to hear. Have you got your food waste bin? If you are not in the Durham County Council area, what's the situation on the food waste? Then don't worry, this is for everybody.
We're not restricting it to the
No, we want to know
or just the Durham County Council local authority.
What's happening in your area?
Yeah.
We all want to know. Keep us abreast of it.
We want to know if the other local authorities are failing like Durham County Council is.
Yeah.
Oh, we might need it. We might need to find out where we put in an official complaint.
I think we do. It's all going on.
Or it's just not that deep.
Well, it feels deep. It feels deep.
It does. It does.
But
it's a weekly ongoing thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But anyway, who we're going to pop in Bragger's Corner?
Well, I'm putting my boy in. You know me, number one.
Christopher.
We're putting Christopher in because he's finished his A-levels.
Woo! Big up Christopher.
Yes. And do you know what it is? He has worked so hard. I'm putting everything out there for him for these results. And it is interesting that I think the last few months, the shift and change that I've seen in him the minute he knew what he wanted and made the decision, he was in between about whether he was going to go to university, and he talked about getting an apprenticeship when he finished his A levels. But the moment he'd made that decision and he knew what he wanted, he has put the work in. He's been committed. He has shown up because he was like, this is what I want now. And there's some power in that, isn't there? It's just, taking that step, being bold, big, brave, bold. So yes, so very, very proud of him. I'm so excited for him. So excited for that. I'm sure over the next few months there'll be more coming in, because when he is moving out and leaving me, it'll be a new chapter for both of us. But so excited for him. So yes, well done. Well done. I am so proud of you. So
Well
proud
done,
of the amazing young man he is. And yes, so well done.
Oh, well, I'm going to put my niece in, Charlotte. So Charlotte has been, she started running. She started doing a 5K, I think it is. And she's been out most mornings. So she's been going out with my brother, tech support, IT help desk Craig.
Yeah.
And he's been sharing updates on the family group chat of her out running. Come hail, rain or shine, she's been out. So fabulous achievement, Charlotte. And then, so my brother and my niece and nephew have always been involved in the parkrun community. So my brother has done parkrun for years with his friend, and he's been race director a few times. But then Charlotte was race director last week at the
done,
parkrun.
Charlotte.
And I just think at that age, how amazing. So we sent a photo there. She was there with a blue high-vis jacket on, race director. And I just think how incredible at that age to stand there in front of 65 people, like talking to them. I just think that is just the confidence and the courage that takes, and setting yourself up. And apparently she nailed it. She was just like not phased in the slightest, took it in a stride. But I just think how brilliant that, first of all, she's doing something in a local community.
Yes.
She's showing up for something. But then just that courage to actually stand in front of people and just do something like that at that young age. I think it's really incredible. So very impressed, very proud of our Charlotte. So Charlotte, don't know if you listen on the regular, but you're in Braggers Corner, Pet. So I suggest you do start listening if you haven't been listening. This is a way to find out if people are listening, isn't it? Little litmus test. But very, very proud of you, Charlotte. So so big up to Charlotte and Christopher this week.
Yeah. Can I slip and slide in with an extra one?
Oh, when do you not? Go on. Is it us?
It's us.
It's usually us.
It's us because you know, we hear to brag about everybody else, but also it's important that we celebrate us as well. So we have been tracking our statistics and the stats of the listeners on the listens of the podcast. So when I had a call a few weeks ago with the fabulous and wonderful Kylie Dixon. We love you, Kylie.
She gets a name check every week. She listens.
We girl crushing.
She religiously listens, and we girl crush.
Yeah,
love you, Kylie.
Yes, love you. So basically, she had asked me during this Zoom call, were we tracking the stats of the podcast? I was like, oh yeah. And then she slipped and slid into our DMs last week to show us a screenshot of something that neither of us were aware of these statistics that have been tracked of other podcasts, and we were. In education, 126.
126 in the UK podcast.
And I think we were 188
or
188. We're 180 something. This is just literally come to me while we're recording, or I would have wrote the data down for self-development. Now, I just want us to take a moment of how big that is, considering the fact that we started this podcast 3 months ago. Ooh, we're in the top.
3 months ago yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. 3 months ago yesterday. Yes.
How did we not celebrate that?
No, well, we're celebrating it right now. Here we go, live. Here we go. But we're in the top 200. Yeah. Now, how fantastic is that? I'm going to take that as a win.
Do you know how many podcasts there are in the world?
Tell me.
Because I Googled it.
Tell me.
4.5 million.
Wow. Now, I think that's a big deal. So we looked at who was in the top, who was number one is Davina McCall, Begin Again, which is a very, very good podcast.
Mel Robbins. What was Mel Robbins?
Mel Robbins. So depending which one you looked at, I looked at a couple, but yes, but Davina and Mel Robbins are 1 and 2. They have got big production teams. They work with huge
producers,
guests.
Researchers.
Davina's podcast is about guests that she has on. So she's got really, really successful people on there. oh my gosh. And I was like, check us out. Check us out. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm putting us into Braggers Corner.
Loving that you are, because yeah, I forgot about that. Let's get ourselves in. We are smashing it.
We also put it in there. We're just going to manifest this. We're going to have ourselves in the top 10.
Top 10. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Come back
Yeah.
and listen to this episode.
Yes, we are going to put ourselves. We're going to manifest that.
Yeah. Well, on that note then, what are we grateful for?
Well, I am grateful this morning for the fact that I had a coat in the back of my car that had a hood on. Because when I went to pick our Greg's up, went to get the coffees for us, it was raining. No, I had to walk. It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, but I was very grateful when I looked on my back seat and I said, oh, I've got a coat with a hood.
Oh, it was a very practical raincoat.
Oh, it is. Do you know what it is? It's a walking raincoat.
Oh, it was, yes. Very functional.
It was very...
very functional indeed.
Yeah, it's a mountain warehouse, waterproof walking coat. I did
I feel I need one, to be honest.
Yeah, I did skidoo in it last year. Yes.
Well,
so there we go at the Lake District.
Share the link. Not a screenshot.
So yes, so very grateful for that. I also, when I recorded the little story this morning that we then had our little angst over, I put an order into the universe for the rain to stop, for the weather to pick up, because after we've recorded this, we are travelling to Seaham to go and meet Kylie and be on her Lottie in Seaham. And we're going to go down the beach. We're going to get some content in. We're going to do a bit of Stardust and Soil.
Yay!
You're excited,
I can't wait.
So I was like, universe, if we can have this rain stop, please. And guess what? It's got out. It's the sun's deciding what it's going to do. But I'm putting it in there. I've put an order in. Yesterday afternoon, it got out absolutely magnificent. That's what's happening today. So I put an order in. The universe delivered. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to come in and put another one in for our lovable Liam.
Lovable Liam.
Lovable Liam. Because do you know what? He literally, and on Sunday, we were recording Question of the Week. And he didn't realise we were still recording. It just came through. We put this on, there's something on the grid, so go and have a look at the little story. But he just came through the living room and we're sitting chatting away. And he's just, I come here every Sunday morning, we take over the downstairs of his house. He takes his little pack lunch upstairs.
He does have to take a pack lunch. It's only a couple of hours, but he literally takes a rucksack of food upstairs.
And I come and I just take over his house, and he's just so kind, so patient. He's our number one supporter. He's in there giving us comments. When we went up on Sunday to do a little change, he's actually listening to the podcast that had come out on the Sunday, and then saying, I want to put a complaint in about the Sunday lunch crack. And he said he's gonna be in there and make me a Sunday lunch at some point. And what is not to love? I'm just so grateful for that. Because,
a lovable Liam.
Yeah, so thank you, Liam. I very much appreciate the fact that I have become the third wheel in our marriage. And he's just embraced it and accepted it.
He's become the third wheel in our marriage. That's the thing. It's like poor Liam is now the third wheel in the marriage, but he's very lovable.
He is, and I do. I love him for it. So thank you, Liam. So come on, tell me and our listeners, Liane, what are you grateful for this week?
Well, number one, you've touched on it already. It's been very rainy. It was very rainy this morning. I headed out. I didn't think it was raining. As I set out, I was 2 minutes down the street on my dog walk, and it started raining. Well, it's been a hair wash day. The last thing you want on a hair wash day is a rained on barnet. Yeah. But I had my body warmer on, and it's got a little, like a little foldy packer hood. I think that's all like packer Mac, packer hood. And I was like,
practical, I like it.
Practical. So I unzipped the little pouch at the back and deployed the hood, and it protected the barnet from the rain.
And it's looking fine and divine.
Fine and divine, thank you. So it survived the rain because of my little practical hood that I was able to pop out the little pouch and deployed the hood. So grateful very much for that. So number two, we've touched on it. Kylie, you're getting all the mentions today. But grateful for Kylie for inviting us along to her Lottie this afternoon. It's given us the opportunity to spend spend the day together. So we thought we may as well make a day of it. We're going to do some kind of creative workshop this afternoon. So we'll get a bit of content opportunity. We'll take you along on the journey. But we thought, well, if we're doing that, let's make a whole day of it. So we've obviously got the time together to record the podcast. But for me, when I have time, I always think I'm not a creative person. But when I have headspace, I'm incredibly creative. And when I just have a little bit of time to start, once ideas start flowing and I'm in that creative space, I'm like, oh, we could do this and there's that and there's that.
Yeah.
And I think having that time today, I've had a few ideas and I've got some exciting things that might be coming our way. So I am grateful to Kylie for sparking sparking that creativity by inviting us along to a creative workshop. And then it's got me thinking about what do we bring for that creative workshop. And then I was thinking, how do we make the best use of our day? So we're going to be at the seaside. Would we call seeing the seaside? The beach. We're going to the beach. But all of that, and then that's just sparked my creative flow. So I'm grateful first and foremost for Kylie for that initial spark, and then the creativity that has flowed from there. And then number 3, for you, Melissa, for the coffee and Danishes.
Oh,
so
you're welcome.
she supplied us with a delightful cappuccino and a pan au chocolat for our breakfast. So very grateful for you showing up with the goods, and just for us together, spending the day together and having a lovely day. So grateful to you.
Yes,
generally.
yes. And just bring in a little extra because you know I'm cheeky and always want to slide in. I'm grateful for the veg I think we're going to get from the lottery today as well, because Kylie has already said bring a bag.
Well, I need to put that on our list. I've got a list of things that we need to take with us, because I feel like we're going on a day trip this afternoon. I need to add that onto the list so we have a bag, because I don't want to miss out on the Harvest
Seaside.
We're going to the seaside.
We're going to the seaside. So
we're going to a Harvest Festival at the seaside.
We're all going on our
summer holidays. Yes.
Do you know what I'm also excited for? I'm going to be grateful for.
What?
You just talked about your creativity. Now next week, you're going off on your summer holidays. You've got a week of headspace. I'm excited for what's coming in.
Who knows what you are going to be? It's going to be an assault on the senses of my creativity.
There'll be a few daily podcasts coming in there.
They are.
I've been thinking this, I've been thinking that, and I am here for it. So
bring it on.
Bring it on.
So watch this space. But on that note, I think that concludes another episode of the Rise and Hive podcast. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you've got anything you'd like to tell us, if you've got anything you'd like to ask us, you can email us at joinus@theriseandhive.com. You can comment on Instagram at the Rise and Hive podcast. You can comment on the platform wherever you listen to your podcast. Get in touch, because we love to hear from you.
We do. And have a fabulous week, guys, and lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive podcast.